ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदा नंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदा ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय राधा कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम जय गौरानिताय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय ललिता विशाखा जय राधे श्याम ललिता विशाखा जय राधे श्याम जय जय राधे श्याम ललिता विशाखा जय राधे श्याम जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय ओम विष्णुपाद परम सपरिवृतचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमद्भय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवत्सदि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री 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 वृंदावन धाम की नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगा माई की जमुना माई की भक्ति देवी की तुलसी महारानी की समवेद भक्तवृंद की हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्री गुरु एंड गौरंगा ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय रीडिंग फ्रॉम भगवद गीता 18th chapter of the Gita, which is conclusion, the perfection of renunciation. So today we are doing the verse number 17 of this chapter. So I will recite the verse. Yasya nahankruto bhavo buddhir yasya na lipyate atvapi sa imalokan nahanti na nibhadyate यस्य नाहंकृतो भावो बुद्धिर्यस्य न लिप्यते हत्वापि सा इमालोकान् नहन्ति न निबध्यते यस्य नाहंकृतो भावो बुद्धिर्यस्य न लिप्यते हत्वापि सा इमालोकान् नहन्ति न निबध्यते यस्य नाहंकृतो भावो बुद्धिर्यस्य न लिप्यते हत्वापि सा इमान् लोकान् नहन्ति न निबध्यते
यस्य नाहंकृतो भावो बुद्धिर्यस्य न लिप्यते हत्वापि सा इमान् लोकान् नहन्ति न निबध्यते
यस्य नाहंकृतो भावो बुद्धिर्यस्य न लिप्यते हत्वापि सा इमान् लोकान् नहन्ति न निबध्यते यस्य नाहंकृतो भावो बुद्धिर्यस्य न लिप्यते हत्वापि सा इमान् लोकान् नहन्ति न निबध्यते यस्य नाहंकृतो भावो बुद्धिर्यस्य न लिप्यते हत्वापि सा इमान् लोकान् नहन्ति न निबध्यते यस्य one whose na never ahankritah of false ego bhavaha, nature, buddhi, intelligence, yasya, one whose, na, never, lipyate, is attached, hatva, killing, api, even, saha, he, iman, this, lokan, world, na, never, hanti, kills, na, never, nibhadyate, becomes entangled. Let's read the translation now. One who is not motivated by false ego, whose intelligence is not entangled, though he kills men in this world, does not kill, nor is he bound by his actions. Everybody can repeat. One who is not motivated by false ego, whose intelligence is not entangled, though he kills men in this world, does not kill, nor is he bound by his actions. Purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. In this verse, the Lord informs Arjuna that the desire not to fight arises from false ego. Arjuna thought himself to be the doer of action, but he did not consider the supreme sanction within and without. If one does not know that a super sanction is there, why should he act? But one who knows the instruments of work, himself as the worker and the Supreme Lord as the supreme sanctioner, is perfect in doing everything. Such a person is never in illusion. Personal activity and responsibility arise from false ego and godlessness, or a lack of Krishna consciousness. Anyone who is acting in Krishna consciousness under the direction of the Super Soul or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even though killing, does not kill, nor is he ever affected by the reactions of such killing. When a soldier kills under the command of a superior officer, he is not subject to be judged. But if a soldier kills on his own personal account, then he is certainly judged by a court of law. So, Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakada Mahyam Dadati Sva Padantikam. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tamsa Jeevam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So 18th chapter is the last chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, and as we all know, Bhagavad Gita has how many chapters? 18. And how many verses? 700 verses. And how many parts in the Gita? 18 chapters divided into how many parts? 3 parts. The first 6 chapters are mainly concentrating on Karma Yoga. The middle 6 chapters mainly concentrating on Bhakti Yoga. The last 6 chapters are concentrating on Jnana Yoga. So today we are in which section? 18th chapter, Jnana Yoga. So this chapter, actually to tell honestly, in 17 chapters the Bhagavad Gita is actually over. Bhagavad Gita is over in 17th chapter. All that Krishna had to tell and Arjuna wanted clarifying, everything was clarified, everything was completed in 17 chapters. But 18th chapter is like a summarization of what actually Krishna has already spoken in all the 17 chapters. It is an overview, like more or less it's like an overview of what Krishna has already spoken in the first 17 chapters. So 18th chapter, and Krishna talks in this 18th chapter confidential knowledge, more confidential knowledge and most confidential knowledge. And although Krishna spoke about karma, jnana, bhakti, everything, but Krishna's main intention of speaking Bhagavad Gita is to really talk about what bhakti is. He was more interested to talk about bhakti, but not everybody is ready to take bhakti straight away because of people have so many desires and all that. So Krishna had to elevate, gradual elevation, like yoga ladder and so many other things Krishna spoke, because at once people are not ready to take bhakti because not everybody is in that high level. So Krishna is gradually bringing people to like karma yoga, karma kanda, all this, like yoga ladder, how to elevate one like that. So, but Krishna's, in every chapter, even though Krishna spoke about karma, jnana and all that, but in every chapter Krishna also stresses about bhakti, how important it is. Bhakti is the one through which we can understand Krishna. Krishna says in 18th chapter, Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yaschasmi tatvatah tato mam tatvato jnatva vishate tadanantaram. Only one can understand me only by devotional service. One can understand me as I am, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, only through devotional service. And when one understands this way, he can enter into the kingdom of God. And Krishna stresses in this 18th chapter, the most confidential part of the 18th chapter, he tells these two most important verses. Of course, he has repeated this verse 2 times in Gita to tell that how important it is. In 9th chapter, 34th verse, Krishna said, Manmanabhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi yuktvaivam atmanam matparayanaha. 4 things Krishna told what we should be doing. Engage your mind always in thinking of me. If you know this, you know entire Gita. Engage your mind always in thinking of me, which is the second one. Become my devotee. Third one, offer your obeisances unto me and worship me. What are the 4 things again? Engage your mind always in thinking of me, become my devotee, offer obeisances to me and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely will come to me. What is our goal of life? To go back to Krishna, right? And engage very blissfully in the abode of Krishna, because that is where we actually belong. We don't belong to this material world. This is a foreign place for us. Just like a fish taken out of water, can you give how much ever facility, 24 hours, Wi-Fi, air-conditioned room, this, that, can you make fish happy? How can you make fish happy? By putting back in the water. That is how our condition, we actually belong to spiritual world. And while serving Krishna, in the spiritual world, we developed a sort of enviousness, thinking that, oh, why should I serve him? Why should he be master? Why can't I be master? Like that, this sort of envious creeped in us. Then Krishna thought that with this type of mentality, you can't live here, unfortunately. Here there is only one master. Ekale Ishvara Krishna Arasabha Bhritya. In spiritual world, there is only one Ishvara, that is Krishna. And we are all his servants. But we tried to take Krishna's position there. Krishna said, unfortunately, this can't happen. If you want to be master, man proposes, God disposes. I'll fulfill your desire. But just that it's not here, I will create a material world where you can become master, enjoyer, whatever. So actually there is no need of creation of this material world at all. Why there was need? Because of our illicit desires to enjoy, take possession of God, Krishna, man proposes, God is like, he facilitates our desire. That is why desiring is very, very important. Whatever we desire, Krishna gives that. That is why we have to be very, very discriminative and careful and thoughtful what we desire. In 15th chapter, Krishna says, Urdhva Mula Madaha Shakam Ashwatham Prahuravyayam. In that chapter, it says that the root cause of our being in the material world is that desire, desire to enjoy separately from Krishna. So that is what? That same desire, we cannot be desireless. We have to have some desire. Whether material desire or spiritual, some desire we cannot be desireless. But we have to desire something, but we should desire something spiritual, that we go back to Godhead. Not to remain here rot in the material. We are like fish out of water. Dukkhalayam asha. Krishna says, Mamupetya punarjanma dukkhalayam ashashvatam. This place is a dukkhalayam and ashashvatam. Who can be happy here? Even if we think we are happy, it is very chapala sukha labalagire bajahure mana Shri Nanda Nandana. Abhaya charana aravinda. Chapala sukha, very momentary. Any moment, next moment is some distress there. So we cannot make our permanent situation here. Many people, they want to make permanent residents of Australia, get green card of America. But this, first of all, this is an illusory world, and in that we create another illusion by going some USA or Australia or wherever, whatever. So anyway, here we can never be happy. So we have to be very intelligently thinking, manmana bhava madbhakto. Engage your mind always in thinking of me, become my devotee, offer obeisances to me and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely will come to me. Krishna is, and also in 18th chapter, Krishna is telling, engage, same, first two lines are same, the last two lines are Krishna is telling, I promise you this. Like I will just read that verse. Krishna is telling, I will promise you, what doubt is there? Manmanabhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi satyam te pratijani priyosi me. Always think of me, become my devotee, worship me and offer your homage unto me. Thus you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. I promise you, Krishna is telling. And he is telling, without any doubt you will come back to me. What is the doubt? Krishna is so nicely repeating this verse 2 times. 4 things we have to do, that's all. We don't have to lift Govardhan hill. Engage your mind always in thinking of me, become my devotee, offer obeisances to me and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely will come to me. So, and Krishna is also telling another very important verse, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo moksha ishyami ma suchaha. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. What is our duty? Abandoning all varieties of religion, just surrender to Krishna. And what is Krishna's duty? I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. What are we worried about? Oh, if I do this, I'll get karma, I'll get sinful reaction. That is Arjuna's predicament in the first chapter. So what is our worry? Oh, I get sinful reaction. Krishna is telling, Arey, do not worry. Just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. Krishna is telling. This is very confident. Where Bhagavad Gita ended, Sarva Dharman Parityaja, Bhagavatam began. Dharma Projahita Kaitavotra, Paramo Nirmat Saranam Satam, Vedyam Vastam Atravastu Shibadam, Tapatrayon Mulanam. Dharma. What is Dharma? The supreme occupation. Savai Pumsham Paro Dharmo Yato Bhakti Radhokshaje. Ahaitukiya pratihata yayatma saprasidati. The supreme occupation for all humanity is that by which men can attain to loving devotional service unto transcendent Lord. What should be the quality of such service? It should be unmotivated and uninterrupted to completely satisfy the self. That is real dharma. Supreme occupation of a living entity, supreme dharma is to engage in devotional service to the transcendent Lord. And what should be the quality of such service? It should be unmotivated and uninterrupted to completely satisfy the self. Yatma suprasidati. So this is actually Krishna wants to understand this at the end of Bhagavad Gita. Of course, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, everything is there. So coming back to this 18th chapter which we are discussing today, like I said, in 17 chapters Krishna has completed Bhagavad Gita, but 18th chapter is an overview of what he has already spoken. So in the very beginning, Arjuna is asking this question about sannyas and tyaga. What is this two? 1 minute, I'll just, yeah. So Arjuna uvacha sannyasasya mahabaho tattvam ichchami veditum tyagasya cha rishikesha pruthakkeshi nishudana. So Krishna first explained about Karma Yoga in the first 6 chapters. In the first 12 verses of the 18th chapter, Krishna is talking about what he summarized in Karma Yoga, that he is summarizing the first 12 verses of the 18th chapter. So what is this? Arjuna was very much confused. In the beginning we see Arjuna gave 5 good reasons for desiring not to fight in the battlefield. What was that? In the beginning, Arjuna was very enthusiastic. He came to the battlefield, and all this side Pandavas, that side Kauravas, who are all there on this side, who are all on that side. Everything was settled, and then Arjuna requested Krishna, Senayor Bhayor Madhye Ratham Stapaya Mechuta Yavadetan Niriksheham Yodhuka Manavastitan Kairmaya Saha Yodhavyam Asmin Rana Samudhyame. So Arjuna wanted to see with whom he is going to fight. So Krishna, as charioteer, his name is Parthasarathi, abiding by the request of Krishna, request of Arjuna, Krishna stationed the chariot in such a way that Arjuna first sees his teacher, grandfather, maternal uncle and all that. Once he saw all of them, oh my God, am I going to fight and kill all these people? Krishna, I am not going to fight. Please, I am not going to fight. How can I kill all these people? They are worthy of worship. I cannot even verbally argue with them, let alone killing them. How can I kill them, Krishna? I am not going to fight. And Arjuna gave 5 good reasons why he doesn't want to fight. The first reason was, does anyone know? Compassion. So Arjuna saw all the people on the battlefield as they are their bodies. And so he thought, oh, how can I kill all these people? And then second reason he gave was enjoyment. And with whom I am going to enjoy, if I win the battle, and then with whom I am going to enjoy, if they are all killed, whatever I enjoy will be only tainted with blood. I don't want to fight. With whom I am going to enjoy, if they are all killed, with whom am I going to enjoy? That's not a quite noble reason, but he gave one of those reasons. Third reason was fear of sinful reactions. Arjuna was very much scared of, oh, if I kill all these people, I'll go to hell and suffer for millions of lives. Oh my God, I don't want to go do such a sinful activity. No, Krishna, I can't fight. So what does this mean here? Arjuna is thinking he is the doer. Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashaha. Today's verse is that. Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashaha ahankara vimudhatma kartaham iti manyate. The spirit soul, bewildered by the influence of false ego, thinks himself the doer of activities that are in actuality carried out by the 3 modes of material nature. So due to this ahankar, Arjuna is actually thinking he is the doer. That is why he is very much afraid. Oh my God, if I kill all these people, I will suffer in hell for so many years. Krishna, please don't engage me in this ghastly warfare. And then fourth reason Arjuna gave was destruction of dynasty, Kulakshaya. If I kill all these great people, the women will become unprotected, and the unscrupulous men will mix, and Varna Sankara, all unwanted population, and Dharma, all Kulakshaye pranashyanti, Kula Dharma sanatanaha, Dharme nashte kulam kritsnam, Adharmo bhibhavatyuta, Adharma bhibhavat Krishna, Pradushyanti kulastriya. Strishu dushtashu varshneya jayate varna sankaraha sankaro narakayaiva kulagnanam kulasya patanti pitaro hesham lupta pindodaka kriyaha. Arjuna said an increase of unwanted population certainly causes hellish life, and all the community projects, everything will be devastated, and offering food and water to the ancestors will all be stopped. Ooh. And irreligion will become prominent. Oh my God, I don't want to, because of all this, Krishna, I cannot fight. And the last reason, not quite a reason, it was indecision. He didn't know what to do. At that time, what did Arjuna do? Surrender. Hey, Arjuna surrendered to Krishna. Karpanya dosho pahata svabhava prichami tvam dharma sammuda chetaha yakshreyasyam nishchitam bruhitan me Shishyasteham sadimam tvam prapannam. In this condition, I am confused about my duty, and I have lost all composure due to miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. Who said to whom? Arjuna said to Krishna, please instruct me. Now I am confused about my duty. Krishna thought, oh my God, you spoke so big words, compassion, enjoyment, fear of sinful reactions, destruction. Now you are confused and surrendering to me? Krishna started to laugh. You spoke big words and now you are surrendering to me? Krishna started to laugh. Tamuvacha Rishikesha prahasan niva bharata senayor bhayor madhye vishidantam midam vachaha. Then the smiling face became very serious. Guru means heavy, not light. Now who is Guru? So far it was like this. Oh Krishna. So it was like this. They were friendship, right? Now it became like this. Who is this? Who is this? So there is a rasa sandhi. It is called rasa sandhi, change in relationship. So far they were sakhya rasa, friendship. Now they changed to what rasa? There are 5 rasas, right? Which rasa it changed to?
Dasya.
Everybody thinks it's dasya, but it's not actually dasya. It's actually vatsalya, because father and son relationship, guru and shishya is like father and disciple and guru's relationship is like father and son. So then Krishna began to start Gita. We all know how Krishna told the difference between body and soul. You are not the body, or all these things happened. So Arjuna declining to fight because he thought he will incur sinful reactions. But Krishna's argument was, if you don't fight, you will incur reaction, not if you fight. Because in today's verse, it is said that due to like this, actually there are 2 verses. 16th verse, Krishna talks about, of the 18th chapter, doership and non-doership. In 16th verse, Krishna talks about one who thinks he is the doer. Like for example, I'll read that verse. Tatraivam sati kartaram atmanam kevalam tu yaha pashyati akrita buddhitvan nasa pashyati durmatihi. Therefore, one who thinks himself the only doer, not considering the 5 factors, is certainly not very intelligent and cannot see things as they are. So, Krishna actually, his purpose of talking karma yoga was, Arjuna thought that if I fight, I will incur sin, so I will go after forest. If I don't fight, no reaction. Krishna said, no. Nature of the soul is to be active. You have to be active. Because Krishna says, nakarmanam nahi kaschit kshanamapi jato. In the 3rd chapter, 5th verse, Krishna says, what is that? Just now I said, nahi kaschit kshanamapi jato tishtatya karma krit karite havasha karma sarva prakriti jair gunai. The nature of the soul is to be active. No one cannot act even for a moment. We have to act. So if we don't act Krishna conscious way, then we have to act for Maya. There are no 100 choice, only 2. Either act for Krishna, act for Maya. So what do you want to choose? So if you act for Maya, then you are entangled, repeated birth and death. If you work for Krishna, advance in Krishna and go back to Krishna. So now Krishna is also saying that in 2nd chapter 50th verse, buddhi yukto jahati ha ube sukrita dushkrute tasmad yogai yujjasva yoga karma sukavshalam. So, buddhi yukta, a man engaged in devotional service rids himself of both good and bad actions, even in this life. Therefore, strive for yoga, which is the art of doing. What is the art of doing work? We are all active. We have to act. We cannot not act. So, what is the art of doing work? That work does not entangle us, bound us to this material world. That is the art of doing work. A man engaged in devotional service rids himself of both good and bad reaction even in this life. Therefore, strive for yoga, which is the art of all work. What is this? Being Krishna consciousness is a perfect yoga. Yoginam api sarvesham madgatena antaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yo mam sameyukta tamamataha. Karma yoga, Krishna concluded. Last verse, 47th verse of the 6th chapter, Krishna is telling, Yoginam api sarvesham madgatena antaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yo mam sameyukta tamamataha. Of all yogis, who is the best, one who is engaged in devotional service and intimately united with me in yoga is the highest of all. So, you become such a yogi. So then there is no reaction. So what causes us reaction? If we do Atmendriya Priti Ichcha Tare Bali Kama, Krishnendriya Priti Ichcha Dare Premanama. Whatever we do for our own sense gratification, it binds us to this material world. Whatever we do for Krishna's pleasure, senses, pleasing Krishna's senses, then we get completely liberated. So this is the art of doing work. Work is there. The same work that we can bind, the same work that will liberate. The same work, like I am cooking in the kitchen. If I am cooking for my own pleasure and eat that food, then I get reaction. Krishna says that also in 3rd chapter 13th verse. Yagnashishta sinasanto muchyante sarvakil bishai bhunjate te tvagam papa ye pachantyatma karanat. The devotees of the Lord are released from all kinds of sins because they eat food which is first offered for sacrifice. Others who prepare food for personal sense enjoyment verily eat only sin. So the same activity, if I am cooking for my own pleasure, I get sin for my own pleasure. But that same activity, if I cook for Krishna with love and devotion and offer it to Krishna, then that same work can liberate us. Yajnarthat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara. Work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed. Otherwise, what happens? Work causes bondage in this material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duty for his satisfaction, and in that way you will always remain free from bondage. So, now in the 6th verse, Krishna said that one who is thinking that he is the doer, Tatraivam sati kartaram atmanam kevalam tu yaha pashyati akrita buddhitva nasa pashyati durmatihi. Therefore, one who thinks himself the only doer, not considering the 5 factors, is certainly not very intelligent and cannot see things as they are. So, a foolish person cannot understand that the super soul is sitting as a friend within and conducting his actions. Although the material causes are the place. So, in this chapter, what is happening is in the first 12 verses, Krishna is summarizing the Karma Yoga part of the Bhagavad Gita. And then from 13 verse onwards, he is talking about Jnana. So, in this Jnana section, what is Krishna telling is very important. He is telling, Panchaitani mahabaho karanani nibodame sankhya kritante proktani siddhaye sarvakarmanam. O mighty armed Arjuna, according to Vedanta, there are 5 causes for accomplishment of all action. So, any action we do, there are 5 factors that are causes for that accomplishment of that action. What is that? O mighty armed Arjuna, according to Vedanta, there are 5 causes for the accomplishment of all action. Now, learn of these from me. So, a question may be raised that since any activity performed must have some reaction, how is it that the person in Krishna consciousness does not suffer or enjoy the reaction of work? The Lord is citing Vedanta philosophy to show how this is possible. He says that there are 5 causes for all activities, and for such success in all activity, one should consider these 5 causes. Sankhya means the stock of knowledge, and Vedanta is the final stock of knowledge accepted by leading acharyas. Even Shankara accepts Vedanta Sutra as such, therefore such authority should be consulted. The ultimate control is invested in the super soul as it is stated in the Gita. Sarvasya chaham hrudi sannivishto. He is engaging everyone in certain activities by reminding him of his past actions, and Krishna conscious acts done under his direction from within yield no reaction either in this life or in the life after death. So now what are these 5 factors of action? Let us understand. Adhishtanam tatha karta karanam cha prithak vidam vividascha prithak cheshta daivam chaivatra panchamam. So what are the 5 factors of action? The place of action. What is that place of action? So like in 13th chapter, Krishna talks about nature, the enjoyer and consciousness. What is kshetra and what is kshetrajna? Kshetra, like to do any activity, we need a field to do that activity. That is this body. This is place of action. Through this body, through the means of this body, we do actions. That is called place of action, which is the body. So anything I do in this kshetra. Through the medium of this body, I do any activity. That is the place of action, the body. And the performer, who is the performer? The soul that is within us is actually the performer, because body is a dead matter. It is only kshetra, that's all. It is not, it is a matter, it cannot, like matter, it is a matter like. So this soul within our body is the actual, the person who is activating this body. This body is dead actually. Actually, every body is actually dead. That is made active only because of the soul's presence in the body. How do we know the body is alive or dead? By the presence of the soul, through the consciousness. The soul spreads, the presence of the soul spread the consciousness in the entire body. That is how we know that he is the doer. Who is that? The performer, the doer. The various senses. So to do any activity, we need the instruments of action, right? That instruments of action is the senses through which we do some activity. And for every activity there are different endeavors, cheshta. There are different endeavors. This is the fourth one. And ultimately the super soul, these are the 5 factors of action. So what are the first one? Body, the place of action, the body, and the performer, who is the soul, and the instruments of action are the various senses, and then different kinds of endeavor, cheshta, and finally everything. And without the sanction of super soul, we cannot accomplish any action. So finally it is the sanction of super soul. Upadrashta, in 13th chapter Krishna says that Upadrashta anumanta cha bharta bhokta maheshwaraha paramatmeti chapyukto dehesmin purushaparaha. So Krishna is ultimately the super soul sanction has to be there. Otherwise we cannot. So in the tree there are 2 birds. So on the branch there are 2 birds sitting. One bird is the soul, Jivatma. And the other next bird who is sitting next to that bird is Paramatma. Jivatma and Paramatma, in the heart region there are both 2, like compared to 2 birds sitting on a branch of the tree. And this Jivatma is constantly very much engrossed in eating that fruit of the tree, enjoying the fruit of the tree. He is so engrossed that he cannot even realize that next to him there is a super soul sitting there witnessing his activities. But as long as he is engrossed in his activity, then he is completely in his own world, conditioned life, and repeated by his like a dream world. This material thing is compared to dream only, So when we sleep we get dream, right? When we wake up, what do you think? Oh, that was only a dream. So this material life is also like a dream only, without Krishna consciousness. It's like a dream world only. That's what in 11th canto Krishna tells in Uddhava Gita. This everything that we think, this material, everything is like a dream only. There is no reality. Of course, the material world, these people say it's all false. It's actually not false, it is real only. But in the sense that it is temporary, that's why we think it has no existence. It is like very temporary. Anything very temporary, it is like, we consider like, it's not non-existent in pretty much. So like that here, the place of action, the body, the performer, various senses, many kinds of endeavor and ultimate. So as long as this bird is engrossed in eating the fruit of the tree, and he doesn't he's in very much bewilderment, confusion, anxiety and all that. And as soon as he sees, oh, there's a next bird next to me, oh, Paramatma. If he sees, then all his anxieties are gone, mitigated. So like that, the Lord is constant companion. Even in any body we go, the Lord is constant companion. He is accompanying us throughout all these different species of life. It's not only human. In any species, the Lord can become smaller than the smallest, bigger than the biggest. Anoraniyan, Mahato Mahiyan. He can become bigger than the biggest, smaller. And his constant companion. So we have to take his dictations. Sometimes we are so much engrossed that we can't even hear the super soul guiding us, So, but the Lord is always ready to guide us. So as soon as we realize that there is super soul, then all our. So any action that we do, these 5 factors. What are the 5 factors? Place of action, the body, the performer, the soul, the various instruments of action are the various senses, and in many kinds of endeavor, cheshta, and ultimately the super soul. These are the 5 factors of action. So here in this purport, Prabhupada is saying the word adhishthanam refers to the body. The soul within the body is acting to bring about the results of activity and is therefore called karta. The soul is within the body is acting to bring about results of activity and is therefore known as karta, the doer. That the soul is the knower and doer is stated in Shruti. Okay. It is also confirmed in Vedanta Sutra by verses and the instruments of action are the senses, and by the senses the soul acts in various ways. For each and every action there is a different endeavor, cheshta. But all of one's activities depend on the will of the super soul. They say, right, even a blade of grass doesn't move without the will of the Lord, like that. So, super soul who is seated within the heart as a friend. The Supreme Lord is the super cause. Although these other four factors are there, what is that? The place of action, the performer, and the instruments of the various senses and endeavor, all these are only can be accomplished only through the super cause, which is who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Super cause. But in all activities, one depends on the will of the super soul who is seated within the heart as a friend. The Supreme Lord is the super cause. Under these circumstances, who is he who is acting in Krishna consciousness under the direction of the super soul situated within the heart is naturally not bound by any activity. Like I will give you one analogy example, like in a battlefield, the head, like the what do you call that, commander, he commands everybody, go to this war field and kill all these people and come. He will give a command. Then all these warriors, they will go and abide by the orders of the commander, they go and kill everybody and come. Then they will be awarded Bharat Ratna award. Because they did their job duty properly and they were awarded. But that same person on the road he is going, he doesn't like somebody and he killed him. He is thrown in the jail. Here jail and here award. Why is that? Here also killing, there also killing. Here award, there jail. Why is that? Imprisonment there, and here there is award. Why is that?
कर्मानुबंधन.
So here this fellow, all these warriors, they abided by the commander. Whatever he told to do, they did. So award. Here he did out of his own, they tell whimsical action. I felt like killing somebody, killed. So he is thrown in jail. So why I am telling this example is because Krishna is telling Arjuna to fight and kill all the people. Even though Arjuna likes to do it or not, because Krishna is telling. Krishna is the authority here. He is telling. So no reaction for that action. Sarvadharman parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo. Krishna is telling, abandon all varieties of religion. What type of religion should be abandoned? Any religion that stops us to surrender Krishna, that is the type of religion we have to abandon. What is the type of religion we have to abandon? Any religion that stops us to surrender to Krishna, that is the religion we have to abandon. What is Arjuna's worry of sinful reaction? Krishna is telling, I am telling you to do, Baba, authority, I am telling you to do. If you do on your own accord, you will get reaction. But I am telling you to do. Sarvadharman parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo. I will look after. Why do you worry? You don't worry about the outcome of the thing. Sukha dukkhe same kritva labha labha jaya jayo. Don't be attached to anything. Just do the duty. Because bhakti is built on duty platform. Do a detached, dutiful, detached work. Because what will happen? That will elevate one. Like Krishna tells in this section, what is that? Yagnadana tapa karma natyajam karyameva tat yagnodanam tapaschaiva pavanani manishina. Because some people, they abandon the karma doing this is very entangling, that like. But even then, like this there are two types, the tyaga and sannyas, no? The sannyas people, they do, there is niyatam karma, nitya karma, and then there is kamya karma. There are two things, kamya karma and nitya karma. Nitya karma you should never abandon. Kamya karma, sannyasis, they will abandon kamya karma and they will do nitya karma. Whereas tyaga, those who are following tyaga, no? Tyaga, they will abandon, they will follow both, but just that they will reject the results only. But here what was I telling? So here what we have to understand is Krishna is telling, so all these things, the super soul direction we do, then there is no reaction for that. So Krishna is telling Arjuna to fight. If he fights on his own accord, then he has to take responsibility for the reaction of his work. So that is why in this today's purport we saw that Adhishtha 5 factors as Shariravan Manobhiryat Karma Prarabhate Naraha Nyayam Va Viparitam Va Panchaite Tasya Hetavaha. Whatever right or wrong action a man performs by body, mind or speech is caused by these 5 factors. The words right and wrong are very significant in this verse. Right work is work done in terms of the prescribed directions in the scriptures, and wrong work is done against the principles of scriptural injunctions. But whatever is done requires these 5 factors for its complete performance. So so when we think we are the doers, that is when, why do we think we are the doers? Because of the false ego, no? Because of the bodily concept of life. This false ego, we think we are the doers of activity, then we have to, because in the, I'll read this, Tatraivam sati kartaram atmanam kevalam tuyaha pashyatya krita buddhitvan nasa pashyati durmatihi. Therefore, one who thinks himself the only doer, not considering the 5 factors, is certainly not very intelligent. So just now we read there are 5 factors for accomplishment of all action, but he doesn't worry about those 4 factors. He thinks, I am the doer. I am doer. I accomplished this. I worked hard and I have to enjoy this money. It is me, it is my hard work. I have earned this money. I have to enjoy. Krishna says, Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturbhur ma te sangosva karmani. You have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself to be the cause of the results of your activities, and never be attached to not doing your duty. How Krishna is telling very nicely, Karmanyevadhi, he is saying that you have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of your action. And never consider yourself to be the cause of the results of your activities, and never be attached to not doing your duty. So, what is Krishna telling is, do a detached, dutiful work. By doing that, what will happen? There is knowledge, there is a detachment, knowledge, and that will cause liberation. There is advancement happening. That is why these activities, so doing detached, dutiful work, no attachment for anything, just doing as a duty, because bhakti is built on the duty platform. So we should not consider, this or that, sukhe dukkhe samay kritva labha labho jaya jayo tato yuddhaya yujyasva naivam papam avapsyasi. Do thou fight for the sake of fighting without considering happiness or distress, loss or gain, victory or defeat. By doing so, you will attain this. Do like that. Do Sukha Dukkhe, 2nd chapter, 39th verse, I think this one, which I am quoted just now. So do such work, that will not entangle you. Sukha Dukkhe Samay, I think it is 39th verse to my knowledge. 2nd chapter, 39th verse. So this Krishna is ending that section. No, not that one, 38. Sukha dukkhe same kritva labha labho jaya jayo tato yuddhaya yujyasva naivam papam avapsyasi. Do thou fight for the sake of fighting, like a duty, without considering happiness or distress, loss or gain, victory or defeat, and by so doing you shall never incur sin. Krishna is slowly bringing Arjuna to Nishkama Karma Yoga. How we have to do Nishkama Karma Yoga. That is very important. That will free us from sin. You shall never incur sin, he is telling. So, I will just conclude this today's verse. Yasya nahankrito bhavo buddhiryasya nalipyate hatvapi sa ima loka nahanti na nibadyate. One who is not motivated by false ego. So, whatever he is doing, he is not on the bad bodily platform. He is thinking, I am part and parcel of Krishna. Jivera Swarupohe Krishnera Nityadas. And I have meant to serve Krishna, and his Krishna conscious, one who is not motivated by false ego, his intelligence is not entangled. Though he kills men in this world, does not kill. You might think, what is this killing and not killing? What does that mean is, there is no reaction for that sort of work. One who doesn't act under false ego and whose intelligence is not entangled, though he kills men in this world, does not kill, nor is bound by his actions. So in this verse, the Lord informs Arjuna that the desire not to fight arises from false ego. So Arjuna is thinking, I am the doer. That's why he's telling, I don't want to fight Krishna. I don't want to incur sinful reaction. Why is he thinking Krishna is telling him to do? If he acts out of his own accord, like he's killed somebody who he didn't like, he has to take responsibility for that. But here Krishna is telling. So Arjuna thought himself to be the doer of action, but he did not consider the supreme sanction within and without. If one does not know that super sanction is there, why should he act? But one who knows the instruments of work, himself as a worker and the Supreme Lord as a supreme sanctioneer, is perfect in doing everything. Such a person is never in illusion. Personal activity and responsibility arise from false ego and godlessness or lack of Krishna consciousness. Anyone who is acting in Krishna consciousness under the direction of the super soul or the Supreme Personality of God, even though killing, does not kill. In other words, there is no reaction to such an action. We know that. So many times we say karma, akarma, vikarma. Akarma means no activity. Activity without reaction. That is called inaction. Action without reaction. So anyone who is acting in Krishna under the direction of the super soul or the Supreme Person, even though killing, does not kill, nor is he affected by reaction of such killing. When a soldier kills under the command, this is what I gave you the example. The soldier kills under the command of the superior officer, he is not subject to be judged. But if a soldier kills on his own personal account, then he is certainly judged by the court of law. So this is where we have to be Krishna conscious. Otherwise, the only problem is we go on transmigrating in this cycle of birth and death again and again and again and again. Shariram yadavapnoti yakchapitkramatishvaraha grihitvaitani samyati vayur gandhani vashayat. The living entities carries different conceptions of life from one body to another as the air carries aromas. Thus he quits one body and accepts another body. Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara tatha dehantara praptir dhirastatra namuhyati. Go on transmigrating. So that is why we have to be very, very intelligent and take to Krishna consciousness, completely take shelter of Krishna. Of course, somebody may ask, when Arjuna was there, Krishna was there, he could surrender to Krishna, but now there is no, I can't, like Krishna is there, but of course, whom can I surrender? Of course, representatives of disciplic succession, evam parampara praptam, imam rajarshayo vidahu sakale neha mahata yogo nashta parantapa. So through parampara, the Guru Shishya parampara is there. Then we surrender to bona fide spiritual master, because Guru's instruction is not different from Krishna's instruction, because it is coming from parampara. There is no difference, nothing is So that is why we follow Guru's instructions and then our life is very successful and we can be very Krishna conscious. Thank you all very much for your patience. Hope it made sense what I spoke. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram.